Okay, I have 3 goals with this video. Help you decide if you should buy the iPhone 12 mini, tell you the differences between the iPhone 12 mini and the regular iPhone 12, including the battery, and keep it short. My name is Jacqueline, and let's do it. Alright, let's talk build. It's comfortable, and like the name says, it's very mini. It's easily one-handable. I can hit all 4 corners of the display and power button and volume rockers all with one hand. I can't even remember the last time I could do that on a flagship. The display is edge to edge, so although the form factor is really small, the display is still actually 5.4 inches. It's definitely big enough to watch YouTube videos or scroll on Instagram. And type, no. Typing is not the easiest thing in the world on this phone. It's actually kind of annoying. Like typing with 2 hands, it's just the 2-hand positioning is a little uncomfortable on the back of the phone, and the keyboard is definitely small. So that's like the one main area where I notice that this is definitely a worse form factor for me. But here's the thing, I think that most people that want this phone understand that it's a small phone and that's why they want it, so I don't think it's the end of the world that it's small. The display is also great, it's bright, it's saturated, it's crisp. It's a really, really good display. And honestly, I kind of missed having a phone this small. Like I would hold it in my hand and the world would just feel simple for a second. And then I would get a notification from Discord on my regular iPhone 12 and I'd open it and I'd be like, oh yeah, I like big phones. And in that Discord, I actually asked people, what do you want to know about the 12 mini? And the most asked thing was, how is the battery? So let's talk about it. The battery is manageable, but not incredible. But for the light to moderate user, I think you'll get an easy day out of it. I can get like 3 to 4.5 hours of screen on time on my typical use, which is like social media, watching YouTube videos, replying to emails, replying to comments on videos, and listening to a ton of music, all without 5G. So I think that the battery is definitely a weak point of this phone, but it's manageable. And the speaker quality is another area where this phone is worse than the iPhone 12. It's noticeably lighter and less full than the iPhone 12, but I'm someone that listens to a ton of music from the speaker on my phone, and I could still do that with the iPhone mini, and it was really enjoyable. The camera setup is actually identical to the iPhone 12, so I covered that extensively in my iPhone 12 review. If you missed that, that means you probably weren't subscribed, and you should fix that right now and subscribe. But the camera's really great. The images are sharp, vivid, crisp, reliable. It has an ultra wide, which is also great, but it does not have a telephoto, which means that you're gonna max out at 5x zoom, which in 2020 is kind of disappointing when you have phones that have like 50x zoom, like the Note 20 Ultra. But 5x zoom looks pretty sharp. It's just sometimes I would like to get like up to 8 or 10x. So if you take a lot of photos that are closer up without like physically moving to get them closer up, you will definitely miss that on the 12 mini. You won't miss great video though. The 12 mini has excellent video. And it even has HDR video on here, so when that starts getting adapted more and more, that will be a really useful feature to have. And the 12 mini, just like its bigger counterpart, also has MagSafe, which is going to be cool for wirelessly charging, but it does top out at 12 watts versus 15, and I think that's probably just to do with the battery capacity and like engineering everything into a smaller form factor. But you still get MagSafe ability to use accessories like the wallet, etc. And the software and performance is great. When you pair the A14 with iOS 14, you just get a really smooth, consistent, fast, reliable, all good things software experience, and you even have widgets if you dig that. And then we have the price, $729. So you may be thinking, oh, okay, so like this is the cheap iPhone of the year. But as Apple transitions into becoming a software-based business model and not just a strictly hardware-based business model, they have to create a phone option for nearly every person that would want a smartphone. So there are now cheaper phones than the 12 mini, right? You have the iPhone XR, you have the iPhone SE 2, which means that this phone should not be bought just for its cheap price tag. If you buy this phone just because it's cheap, you're not gonna like it because you really have to want a small phone to like this phone. This phone is instead the compact flagship, right? The SE2 is pretty small, but it doesn't have the flagship features or the future-proofing that this phone does. So if you want a premium compact phone, this is now my #1 recommendation. It has almost everything you would want in a smartphone with very few compromises. They did so much right with this phone and I'm super excited about it. If you want to check out the iPhone 12 and just like kind of weigh your options, you can see that video right here. Be sure to subscribe if you like this video because I have so much more coming. Thank you so much for all your support. It's honestly been incredible and I love reading all the comments. So thank you. I will see you next week. Hope you have a good one. Bye.